From our studio in Georgetown, this is the TV Delmarva Channel 14 News at 4.
Good day, Delmarva. Reporter Rob Petrie here for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. Straight ahead, a barge fire in the Delaware Bay continues to rage as the U.S. Coast Guard and local fire agencies work to extinguish the fire. Laurel Police are issuing a warning after they noticed an influx of juveniles carrying realistic-looking BB guns. And the Delaware National Guard has been activated to assist the Stockley Center in Georgetown. We'll tell you why coming up, but weather first with Hunter Alton.
Hello and good Tuesday, Delmarva. Well, I hope these clouds and rain showers didn't get you down in the dumps today, because it has been quite dreary out there for the most part, all thanks to a little bit of a tropical wave that moved up from the Gulf of Mexico and has now been impacting our area since last night, bringing us some rounds of precipitation, some cooler conditions, as well as some fairly chilly temperatures too. Taking a live look outside of TV Delmarva Studios here in Georgetown, we have the cloud cover, we have the little bit of rain showers a little bit further towards our south, but mainly some cooler conditions out there. Currently 61 degrees right now here in Georgetown. Take a look at some radar across the area. Our area of low pressure is sitting right over the Carolinas right now. Now, the most of the precipitation today has been focused just south of the Maryland-Delaware line, especially areas of Northampton and Accomack counties, who have definitely been seeing a lot more rainfall than our most northern folks. Now, this will continue throughout much of the overnight hours as well, as we're going to be having more in the way of passing showers, but the biggest focus of the precipitation is going to be in the Virginia counties here on the shore, which have already seen more than an inch of rain since last night. Now, before we get into any other conditions here on Delmarva, I want to bring you this new update from the National Hurricane Center regarding the hurricane season outlook for the Atlantic this year. Now, keep in mind, hurricane season is just about 1 week away, beginning on June 1st. And once again, we're expecting another busy year out in the Atlantic Basin. In fact, they're predicting a 65% chance of above average conditions in the form of named storms. Now, keep in mind, the average number of named storms now is about 14, and we could be looking upwards to about 21 named storms this season, and 6 to 10 of those could become hurricanes. And out of those could becoming hurricanes, 3 to 6 of those could become major hurricanes, category 3 or higher, all thanks to this persistent La Nina in the Pacific Ocean. Then this could be the 7th consecutive year of seeing above average tropical cyclones here going into 2022. Now let's have a look at those conditions elsewhere on Delmarva this afternoon. We've been seeing some much cooler temperatures than it has been over the last couple of days. Currently only 58 degrees in Salisbury, 56 for Pocomoke City, 57 for Ocean City. A little bit warmer in Easton and Centerville at 61 degrees, 62 for Dover, and much warmer up north where we've been seeing a lot less of the way of rainfall, 67 in Wilmington and 64 in Newark at this hour. We've been seeing a little bit of an increase in those dew points further north. You've been seeing some dew points in the upper 40s, but the closer you get towards that rainfall, we're about 55 right now in Salisbury, 54 for Pocomoke City, and 57 all the way down south in Cape Charles. Take a look at current sustained winds. Have been up a little bit today from the east, between 10 and 20 miles per hour sustained, but we have been seeing some sustained winds as high as 20 miles per hour right now in Cape Charles, 15 along the Atlantic coast in Ocean City and Pocomoke City. But we have been seeing some stronger wind gusts, especially closer towards that tropical low down in the southern portions of Delmarva, currently gusting to 29 in both Exmoor and Cape Charles, 25 for Ocean City, 27 for Pocomoke City. A little bit further north, you're getting to about 22 miles per hour, gusting in Georgetown, and 19 all the way up in Newark. Now, we're going to be continuing with the rain chances for the next couple of days, thanks to this little bit of a tropical wave, but much warmer weather is in store going into this holiday weekend, and it will be continuing all the way into the first couple days of June. And I have all those details here in just a little bit.
Well, a barge fire in the Delaware Bay continues to rage as the U.S. Coast Guard and local fire agencies work to extinguish the blaze. Local emergency responders have been working for the past 24 hours to contain a fire aboard a cargo barge approximately 9 miles off the coast of Port Mahon. Crews from the U.S. Coast Guard and DENREC are on site assessing the situation after the fire was reported just after 1 a.m. Monday. The DENREC emergency response team joined federal and local partners monitoring the Delaware Bay by air and patrol boat for environmental impacts caused by the fire. While smoke is currently visible from the beach, air quality monitoring stations in the region are currently showing low readings of particulate matter. Now, crews are also looking for debris from the barge and its cargo of disused household appliances and scrap metal and wildlife that might be struggling from the effects of the fire. As of Monday afternoon, there was reportedly no debris in the water from the vessel, and there has been no reports of impacted wildlife. Bowers Fire Company is leading the command. Meanwhile, Laurel Police are issuing a warning after they noticed an influx of juveniles carrying realistic-looking BB guns. Officials with the Laurel Police Department are reporting an influx of realistic-appearing BB guns being carried by adults and juveniles. Law enforcement officials took to social media to share their concerns and released the following photos of a BB gun that was recovered from a juvenile. Police issued the following statement saying, quote, "We cannot stress enough to our community the danger behind carrying these types of realistic weapons. The last thing our agency wants to respond to is someone being injured by a real firearm because someone is responding to what they feel is a deadly weapon when in fact it's a BB gun." Governor John Carney has issued an executive order calling out members of the Delaware National Guard to serve on state duty status at the Stockley Center in Georgetown. The Stockley Center is facing staff shortages due to a recent increase in COVID-19, along with industry-wide staffing shortages. The Stockley Center is a 50-bed Medicaid-certified intermediate care facility for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The order specifically authorizes members of the Delaware National Guard who are certified nursing assistants, registered nurses, and other healthcare providers to support the Stockley Center. The order went into effect Sunday evening. Well, in light of rising numbers of COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations around the country, including right here in Delaware, the University of Delaware is reinstating its masking requirement for all indoor spaces on campus. The order went into effect 8 a.m. Tuesday. Face masks must be worn indoors except when actively eating or drinking. The requirement applies to all UD-sponsored events, no matter the location, on or off campus, as well as all indoor facilities, including residence halls, libraries, classrooms, and other public common spaces. University officials say classroom or presentation speakers may remove their masks while presenting as long as they are more than 6 feet from others in attendance. Masks also continue to be required on all campus shuttles and university transportation services, as well as healthcare clinics. UD officials will continue to monitor the spread of COVID-19. In the meantime, the face mask requirements will remain in effect until further notice. Well, Bike Delaware is happy to announce this year's 36th annual Amish Country Bike Tour that's scheduled to return Saturday, September 10th, starting and ending on Legislative Mall in downtown Dover. With routes of 16, 25, 50, 62, and 100 miles, there is an option for cyclists of all ages and abilities. This year's tour starts with packet pickup and day of registration on Legislative Mall the evening prior to the ride from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Now, the day of registration and packet pickup will resume on Saturday at 6:30 a.m. The tour will begin at 8 a.m. Saturday with a staggered start. Now, the ride includes up to 5 fully stocked rest stops and concludes back on Legislative Mall with an after party. Lunch will be provided from one of the 5 food trucks from Rolling Revolution. Beverages will also be available. For more information and how to register, go to AmishCountryBikeTour.com. Coming up, the state has partnered with Habitat for Humanity to launch a brand new program to help keep older Delawareans in their homes. More details straight ahead. Keep it here. Well, it is Older Americans Month, and the Department of Health and Social Services has announced a partnership with Habitat for Humanity to support its Healthy Homes program as a way to support older Delawareans to age safely in their own homes. The program will provide funding to allow Habitat for Humanity to expand Healthy Homes to older Delawareans as part of a pilot program in Newcastle County. The program helps low-income homeowners impacted by age, disability, and family circumstances reclaim their homes with pride and dignity. The pilot, which will begin in the Route 9 corridor just south of Wilmington, was announced Thursday during an event at the Rose Hill Community Center near Newcastle. Well, it's looking like we're in store for more rain and mild conditions tonight as we get a preview of your pinpoint weather forecast with Hunter Alton.
Showery and dreary conditions will continue into the overnight hours tonight as our slow-moving tropical wave continues to bring precipitation into the area. Another day of cooler temperatures for Wednesday with more showers rotating in, and we finally start warming up at the end of the week with a cold front passage on Friday, but even warmer temperatures is expected to finish out for the rest of the month of May. Just how much warmer are we looking at to get? I'll let you know when we come back here on TV Delmarva, Channel 14 News. Alrighty, Delmarva, let's get right into the pinpoint forecast for the overnight hours into the day on Wednesday. We're still going to be dealing with the very dreary and wet conditions for the most part, especially going into the overnight hours tonight. We're still going to be looking at some scattered showers, but those temperatures will be holding steady, only dropping a few degrees tonight, but still fairly mild for the most part. Overnight lows of 58 to 62 degrees, and we're still going to be looking at an increase in those winds from the east at about 10 miles per hour. Take a look at Futurecast, rest of the overnight hours into the day on Wednesday. This is 8 o'clock this evening. Now, most of the precipitation is still going to be focused in the southern tier of Delmarva in the Virginia counties and Accomack and Northampton counties. We might see a little bit of some isolated scattered showers throughout the night for areas in central Delmarva, but the northern areas might be completely rain-free throughout the overnight hours. We'll have to watch for that consistent onshore flow that might bring in some sprinkles here and there throughout the overnight hours with temperatures in the upper 50s to about 60 degrees. Going into the heart of the overnight hours, though, we still got areas of precipitation for Accomack and Northampton counties. A little bit drier for areas in central Delmarva with temperatures still in the upper 50s to about 60 degrees. Waking up tomorrow morning, though, we're starting to see an increase in that precipitation slowly lift off towards the north and west for areas of Salisbury, Pocomoke City, Ocean City, down towards Cape Charles, where temperatures are still in the lower 60s. And by the time we get into early afternoon hours, this low here is just going to sit here and spin, and that's going to consistently bring in some precipitation off of the Atlantic. Temperatures a little bit warmer tomorrow by a few degrees in the low and mid 60s. And then by the evening hours, we're starting to see more in the way the precipitation lifting up towards the northwest. Really isolated and scattered in nature with temperatures right at 60 degrees. And then going into tomorrow night, we still got some areas of some isolated showers, so still temperatures are remaining consistent for the next 24 to 48 hours, right around 60 degrees. Take a look at the Wednesday forecast overall. We're still going to be looking at some scattered showers, slightly warmer, only by a few degrees. Afternoon temperatures of 60 to 64 degrees, as we still have a consistent east wind between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Take a look at the allergy index for your Wednesday. We're looking at some a little bit higher levels once again now. Back into the medium-high category, 7.7 out of 12 on that scale from your top allergens from oak, grasses, and mulberries for your Wednesday. Now we're going to switch gears to take a look at the marine conditions, beginning with the Atlantic for your Wednesday. Scattered showers, 63 degrees, winds from the northeast at 15 to 20 miles per hour with seas of 3 to 5 feet. Take a look at the Delaware Bay. We got scattered showers, 62 degrees, winds from the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour with seas of around 1 foot. And then the Chesapeake Bay, scattered showers as well, a little bit warmer at 64, winds from the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And you got seas around 1 foot on the Chesapeake Bay. Now, going into the overnight hours tomorrow night, we're still going to be looking at mostly cloudy skies, more of the way of those passing showers throughout the overnight hours, and temperatures once again holding steady. Upper 50s to lower 60s, and the winds will be calming down just a little bit as well, lightly onshore from the east between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Now, it has been cool today and it's going to be tomorrow, but is that going to last? Well, taking a look further down the line, this is the forecasted 500 millibar height going into the end of this month, and we're going to be looking at another big warm-up across the country. Now, we do have a big trough in the western U.S., but over in our neck of the woods, that jet stream is going to get lifted well into Canada as we get a large ridge of high pressure for the eastern two-thirds of the nation. And when that does happen, though, we're going to be looking at some much warmer conditions to move in towards the holiday weekend as well. And take a look at the CPC guidance for the next 6 to 10 days for temperature. Widespread areas of above average temperatures across the mid-Atlantic and New England. This is like a 70% chance of having above normal temperatures, as we're going to be looking at multiple days well into the 80s once more, and going into the first start of June as well. Now, as we take a look at that extended outlook, we just have to get through these next couple of days of these rain chances for tomorrow, a little bit on Thursday, but we are going to be having a cold front move through on Friday, but these temperatures are going to be consistently warming every single day as we get back into the lower 80s by Friday ahead of that front. Now, going into the holiday weekend, we are going to be looking at some nice conditions, partly sunny skies, warmer temperatures, upper 70s to lower 80s, and that will be consistently throughout much of next week as well, with even warmer temperatures expected by the mid to late portions of next week.
Coming up, President Biden says the U.S. is prepared to respond militarily if China invades Taiwan. More details straight ahead. Don't go away. President Biden says the U.S. is fully prepared to respond militarily if China invades Taiwan. Now, this was the response when pressed by reporters on what the response would be if the Chinese government attacks the island nation. Biden responded with a simple yes and said that's the commitment that the United States has made with Taiwan. This comes as China continues to grow and modernize its military. For decades, the United States has denied China's assertion that the nation belongs to the People's Republic of China. Now, at least for now, there's no official signal or threat of an impending invasion of Taiwan.
Weather Classroom is sponsored by No Nonsense Office Machines, committed to providing quality products and services with over 15 years of experience here in Sussex County. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's weather lesson, we will be talking about the rear flank downdraft. Now, the rear flank downdraft, or RFD, is a region of dry air that wraps around the backside of a mesocyclone in a supercell thunderstorm. These areas of descending air are thought to be essential in the production of many supercellular tornadoes. Large hair within the rear flank downdraft often shows up brightly as a hook on weather radar images, producing the characteristic hook echo, which often indicates the presence of a tornado. Now, RFDs have a well-established association within hook echoes. Firstly, the initial rear flank downdraft is air from aloft transported down towards the surface by colliding and mixing within the storm. Secondly, hook echoes form through advection of precipitation from the rear of the main echo around the region of the strongest updraft. Thus, precipitation, loading, and evaporational cooling induced by the hook echo can enhance the downdraft. Some observations show the presence of an enhanced downdraft in the vicinity of the strongest low-level rotation behind the main storm updraft with major pressure changes. Dry environmental air is also entrained into the downdraft, and evaporative cooling helps create more negative buoyancy. As precipitation falls and cool air is entrained, circulating downward and eventually reaching towards the surface. This contributes to the circulation to form a hook echo and can reflect downdraft intensification of the RFD as a whole. It has been realized by many researchers that RFDs, especially those associated with hook echoes, are fundamentally critical to the formation of tornadoes, also known as tornadogenesis.
Well, that about does it for us today, Delmarva. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at TV Delmarva and on our website, tvdelmarva.com, for real-time news and weather updates. And while you're there, be sure to sign our petition calling on the major cable providers to carry TV Delmarva on their platforms so we can provide this kind of local programming to all of Delmarva. Until next time, I'm Rob Petrie reporting for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News.